I am back again today with another card featuring the new configurations, and I have to say I'm just loving these. There's so many fun things you can do with them, so I can't wait to show you. Okay, so we have the dies that we're going to be using today out of the Portuguese collection. I have the Lisbon, the Perfect Peony Complete petal. We're going to use the smaller ones in here to accent our card. The Canadian Collection Toronto die set we'll use on our focal elements. And the configurations here is the Elegant Lace Edger. Now basically we're going to be using this piece, but I'm just going to show you a couple things you can do with the two of them together too. Okay, so first thing I think I'll do is show you how lovely they cut. Now I'm just going to take one of the pieces of milk colored card here that we're using, and I'm going to put our Elegant Lace Edger in there, and we'll just run it through the grand caliper. They have a beautiful detail to them, but they really do cut nicely as well, so you can see how beautifully that cuts. And I think I'll just use it as is. So let me just pop out a few bits and get into that corner, and we will pop that right out of the die. Just walk it along, and that'll keep all those little beautiful swirls and whatnot in place. Isn't that pretty? So the thing is about these are what we call like a 45-degree angle, and there's so many things you can do with them. And I've cut a couple of the extra little corners that come with it. Now I'm not using these on the card, but I just want to lay this out and kind of show you some of the different ideas you can do with these. So if you want to put them onto your card in corners like this, you can take these extra corners and add them into place and use them. Now I haven't cut two down there, but you can see where we're going with that. So there's just all sorts of things you can do that are fun and exciting with this. We are going to be using them like this today, but you could also take these corners and put them inside here. So it just allows you to play with your different card creations and come up with all sorts of different ideas you can do with them. You could line them up in strips and do backgrounds. They're just a very unique design, so it allows you to kind of mix and match and come up with all sorts of different configurations. So I've done 4 of these here that I'm going to be using on today's card on the border of my milk card. So just to make it a little bit quick and easy, what I'm going to do is spray them with some spray glue. Give it a quick little shake. And I'm just going to peek down. I have a little spray box under here and give them a quick blast. And we'll let that set up for a second. And do that side. And do the last 2 here real quick, and we'll put them all onto our card together. Just like that. That should be fine. Now, I'm going to use them going this direction, so I'll kind of have the longer piece going into the corners here. So let me just try to get that as straight as possible. Okay, pop this one into place. Try and keep those a little bit even. There we go. Work the way around and just try to match up those corners. You can take more time, obviously, when you do these in your own crafting room. And that should get on there really nice, just like that. So I've got a very tone-on-tone look here, but it's just enough to add some real nice interest and detail to your card. Now, as usual, I've gone ahead and prepared a base piece there. I've used the matte, pierced edge. I've got the gold matte there, and then another milk-colored matte. And I'm going to use a little bit of double-sided tape around the edge of this. We'll get it sorted to have the base of our card all finished up. And one more piece. There we go. I'm going to lean in and just center that right on that piece. There you go. How pretty is that? Just a really nice little extra added detail. Now, I went ahead and cut the Montreal die, and I've used the decorative edge there with the outer cutting edge. But it's not quite the right shape I want, so in comes the paper cutter. We're just going to nip into this. So you have to stop and think, what do I need to do to make my dies work for me? They aren't what they have to be. So start cutting them up and nipping them apart and using bits and pieces of them, and you'd be surprised how much more valuable they become in your crafting. So I'm just going to take and cut a little bit out of the center and line this up nice and even. Let me hold that straight. There we go. And upside down, and a little bit of tape across the back. That always works well. Let me line them up just nice there. There we go. Put another little one down here to hold it. Perfect. Now I'm going to put a piece of mounting foam right down the middle there. A little bit too big. And we're going to sit this in a what I call a diamond orientation on our card, because I think that's really pretty. Now, as you notice, you'll have the cut edge going diagonally across there, but don't worry about that, because that is so easy to fix and work around, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Now, I've stamped my sentiment, and I've cut it out with the center die from the Lisbon here, and it's just a real pretty Just For You. I've embossed in gold. We will pop that right down the middle. So that will cover the major part of that seam there, right? But you can sort of just a little bit see it top and bottom. It's not too visible, but in come our perfect peonies. And these are a lovely little size there, so they're really easy to hide things with. So I'm going to use a little bit of the Cosmic Shimmer glue, and we'll just make them look like they're kind of cascading up and down the card there. So only you will know that they're hiding that seam. There we go. And I think I'll put a cluster of 3 of them down the bottom. There's one there. And another one here. Just offset that a little teeny bit, and we'll put our last little guy here. Right down on the actual cut of that, so you can't even see that. Now, one final little thing, I think I'm going to see if I can put a couple little pearls in these corners just to accent that. A little bit of Cosmic Shimmer Dries Clear Glue, and I'm going to pick up some of our cream flatback pearls and put them right up into those corners. I think a pearl really finishes off a card nicely. There we go, and let me get that last one on there. There. So you can see how beautifully that configuration die frames that sentiment. I think that is just stunning, really elegant, and only takes a few minutes to put together. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video, and I hope you'll join us again soon.